That eight-page search warrant providing us a more clear and somewhat gruesome picture of what took place inside that Tooele home back in February, where 6 other people lived, including 4 children under the age of 11.
Well, the age is extraordinarily concerning.
Dr. Douglas Goldsmith is a licensed psychologist with 30 years of experience.
Unfortunately, we have seen an increase in younger children getting a hold of weapons.
Dr. Goldsmith is referencing this incident that took place on February 16th. Tooele police said last month they were called to a home in the area of 380 West Mill Creek Way in regards to a 32-year-old man who was unconscious and bleeding from his head. This search warrant Fox 13 News obtained Wednesday night says the victim and his 9-year-old son went to bed early that night into the bedroom they share. The victim's son later came out of the room and said his dad was bleeding from the head and was dead. According to the search warrant, the victim was found to have been shot in the back of the head and had wounds to several parts of his body. Medical personnel at the hospital deemed those to be defensive wounds. A handgun was found under the bed where the victim was found, as well as a tomahawk-style hatchet. The unsealed search warrant mentioned the suspect spent a lot of time on devices playing video games, one in particular being Modern Warfare Warzone, which the search warrant says incorporates the same weapons that were found and used in the assault.
Psychologists have been worried for a very long time about the level of aggressive behavior fostered in video games.
I would be worried about what he's been exposed through, like you're talking about, to video games or through social media. We're learning more and more about the harms of social media to young people.
Pam Vickery is the executive director of Utah Juvenile Defender Attorneys.
The young person's defense counsel would file a petition for competency, and then they would appoint an evaluator to look at that and decide whether or not they were competent, and if they aren't competent, at some point in the future, would they become competent?
Vickery going into more detail about how the legal process could play out.
The Utah statute does not allow for someone this young to be tried as an adult. Utah's never allowed for the transfer of someone under the age of 14 to the adult system.
Well, I think it's worth noting that both Vickery and Dr. Goldsmith told me earlier today that in their experience, they've never seen a case quite like this.
This is as heartbreaking as it is shocking, Chris. What else are detectives doing in regard to this case?
Well, according to that search warrant, they're now searching the devices that boy may have used, saying there may be content and information on them that will shed light on how or even why these specific methods and weapons were used in this homicide.
Sounds like a lot more information still needs to come out. This took place in Tooele. What are Tooele police and the Tooele County Attorney saying?
So I did reach out to both agencies today, both Tooele Police and the Tooele County Attorney's Office, and both of them saying they couldn't comment at this time. Of course, this is a very sensitive case involving a young child, but I did speak with the Tooele County Attorney, and he said he does have the police report currently on his desk. Got it about 10 minutes before I called him earlier today, and said that more information could come out about this as soon as tomorrow.
Well, Chris, we know you'll continue to follow it for us. Thanks so much.